Hello everyone, welcome to another physical media pickups video here for December the 27th, 2024. And I think this might actually be the final video I'm making this year. Yeah, that, and also I'm packing away a lot of stuff. So I wanted to make this video go off with a bang here and finally make this last video in this house that I've been recording in for the past, I don't know, 4 years now. So I thought I might as well just go through the entirety of my physical. Well, not the entirety of my physical. I mean the pickups I've been getting as of lately. So give me a second. All right, I'm back. I wanted to kind of make this video as the last video I'm making here, but also I have some pickups I want to show off. I meant to make a pickup video last time, but I didn't get around to it, and so these pickups will be the first one shown. So I guess we'll just start here. This is the one I meant to get in November, but firstly, I have this DVD of True Lies here. This is a pretty funny Arnold Schwarzenegger film. I've always really liked it. I saw it a few months ago for the first time, and I really loved it. But yes, I've heard the controversial 4K master was pretty terrible, and yeah, and I did watch this on Disney Plus. So originally, I still haven't watched this DVD yet, and I've been meaning to. Which I've heard this is supposed to be better. From what I've heard, this is literally just the Laserdisc transfer, but on a DVD. So this one will definitely be fun to take a look at. But yeah, the 4K has been very criticized for its AI usage, and I watched it on Disney Plus. It didn't start bad, I won't lie, but it definitely got worse and worse near the end. But then again, that's streaming, and I don't think anything truly looks good on streaming, or at least really determines the quality, since you're streaming it, you're not watching it on a disc where it is finally mastered. A lot of this. So yeah, this is a DVD I'm gonna watch pretty soon, and yeah, that's why I have it on DVD and not 4K. Then I have another title here, King Kong from the Warner Archive collection. Now, I do own this already. Actually, I owned this thing here. This one I got from my late grandfather, rest in peace. He got me this for Christmas one year. It's pretty beat up, and the disc doesn't really work that great. But I've always held on to it because, one, I was always going to keep this with the Digibook, but also because, well, this is a present from my grandfather. So, at least this is one of the ones I remember him giving me anyway. Firstly, unfortunately, the push thing, it doesn't work. You have to just grab it out, which, yeah. And, it has a bit of scratches on it. It's pretty dirty, and, just doesn't work well in my Blu-ray players. So I've heard this one was coming out, I think, a few years ago, this reissue, but I never picked it up, and, now I have it. Obviously, this is a classic release, a classic movie, and it's one I've wanted to re-own for a while. And you can tell from the Warner logos here that it's completely different. It is completely different. The Warner logos look completely different because, well, this is a reissue, and they just took the disc art from the previous Blu-ray, and of course they put it on that disc. Looks pretty nice still. It's held up for a Blu-ray released in 2010. I don't know if they'll ever release a 4K of it, but it's always been a question that has always come up in my mind, if they'll ever release it on 4K UHD, especially on disc. After all, they might will, but it will. But considering that the master was used, I'm kind of shocked. Well, considering that this was already given a 4K scan back in like 2005, actually, which makes it one of the more earlier 4K restorations. It's kind of shocking it hasn't gotten the 4K Blu-ray already. Then I have a Criterion. This was the only one I picked up at the November sale. This is Repo Man. Actually, give me a moment. Alright, so here's the only Criterion I got. I'm back. I probably should have said I was back first, but here's the only Criterion I have. I got this time round, well, in part of the November sale. This is Repo Man. Pretty fun comedy with Emilio Estevez. Don't really have a whole lot to say, but definitely the cover interests you, and the definitely go in blind. It's pretty funny. Very strange, very weird. It's most indefinitely best to go in blind. It's because it's pretty fun overall. So here's the 4K and Blu-ray discs here. Obviously, I'm not trying to talk for too long since I still have some stuff to show off. But, yeah, I don't want to just make this go on for too long for this reason. So, there's that set. Pretty nice overall. Definitely a great Criterion 4K Ultra HD disc. But you'd most definitely want to go blind watching this if you want to check it out. And this last of the more previous pickups is this one, James Cameron's The Terminator on 4K. This was another one of the. This was actually one of the more. This is also another controversial, divisive 4K. But I've heard this one did get some good early reviews, so I thought I might as well check it out for myself. Considering I didn't buy something like The Abyss, True Lies, The Abyss, True Lies, and Aliens on 4K. Which I plan to get those, but not as of now, considering on the state of those just being very controversial. So, I did actually find this one to be pretty nice, but I definitely will say it's going to be pretty divisive among some fans of the original Terminator. So I'll definitely go in with that. Expectation, but pretty good 4K release overall, at least to me anyway. Especially because this one has the original mono track presented in DTS HD Master Audio, which to me makes this worth it. And so those were the older Blu-ray pickups that I was wanting to make an update video for last month. Now we actually got the stuff I got for Christmas. So what I was going to do was so what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to go by movies I've seen before and then movies I've never seen before. These were titles I asked on a list, and since my mom was asking what stuff would you like for Christmas, so I just threw on a bunch of movies. So so starting off with a Criterion title, we have, well, actually two Criterion titles. So here are movies I've seen before, starting off with Police Story 1 and 2 from the Criterion Collection. This is a pretty awesome Blu-ray edition. I'll definitely say it's awesome because I've seen the masters on HBO, which is definitely where I originally watched these. But pretty awesome masters when I saw them on streaming. But this one I've wanted to own for a while, and I go by somewhat of a moral code of wanting to own the Blu-rays first, then the 4K Ultra HD releases. There's definitely time. So like this one right here. This one I actually have a duplicate of. I have the Blu-ray. Then I have a pretty common NGM DVD that's not that dual-sided DVD, but that I've wanted to get a hold of. I'm holding on to that older NGM DVD until I get the dual-sided copy with the special features, since the Blu-ray releases and the kind of cut things off. So here is the So here's Police Story 1 and 2. And I was initially wanting to get a hold of the Eureka Entertainment 4K Ultra HDs. But once again, I go by the code of me wanting to have these on a Blu-ray first, then 4K. Unless the Blu-rays come in a combo pack. So here's Police Story 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. Then this one has an essay here. That's pretty nice overall. Let me actually just open this up without ripping it. I'm not going to show it completely, but I think you can view this off Criterion's website as part of the listing of the title itself. But this one has a pretty nice reverse side as well. But I will definitely be getting Eureka's 4K Ultra HD once I find a copy of Police Story 3 on Blu-ray, as the Eureka 4Ks have the movies on has the third movie as well, compared to the Criterion release of this, and I think another distributor released Police Story 2 on Blu-ray here. But definitely been something I've wanted to own for a while, and I kind of do just go by that code of just owning it on Blu-ray first. There is times I do break this code. I have another title here I don't own on Blu-ray yet, and just own it on 4K. But there's also another title I own, two titles. The fifth Scream movie, and then the Second Sight, wonderful UK Second Sight 4Ks of Dawn of the Dead. So there's those. So that's why I just want to own the Blu-rays first, so I at least can have a viewing experience to watch. And you'll definitely see another title which is going by that same code because I wanted a copy I can watch anywhere. So, or at least is more accessible to watch anywhere. Here's the next film. This one I haven't seen in a long time, but this was one I've wanted to rewatch for a while. It is The Abyss. I was initially going to stream this on Disney Plus a while back, but a few days ago, but I didn't. I watched like 20 minutes and then I just didn't continue to watch it. It's a pretty busy day, and also I just kind of wanted to just own this on 4K, considering that I was probably going to buy all of James Cameron's films on 4K anyway. So, well, at least all of James Cameron's films in general, not all of James Cameron's films on 4K, which actually I still might do. But, yeah, here's the artwork here. This one definitely people said was the best. This one is the one I heard people actually reacted positively on. So this is one I've wanted to rewatch the 4K of. I was initially going to get this back in April, but they delayed my order for it. And there was another movie coming to 4K that I also wanted, but I didn't want it going out of print. And that movie was The Raid Redemption, which I made, which is included in a previous pickup video. So this one I definitely put to the side for a while until I finally decided to go ahead and ask for it for Christmas, as I wanted to watch this again. So here's disc 3 with the bonus features, and then there's disc 2 with the movie, and then there's disc 1, which is the 4K disc. These are the Blu-rays stacked onto each other, as that's Disney's thing. Well, actually, I do actually put the bonus disc underneath the feature Blu-ray because the extras disc is actually underneath the 4K disc. Disney does that, and I hate it because these discs are not scratch resistant, and this one looks completely fine, so it's not a big deal. But still, I hate when they do that because it's just extremely unnecessary and makes your 4K discs worse. So if you have a 4K Blu-ray with a Blu-ray underneath, put that Blu-ray underneath the other Blu-ray disc. So there's The Abyss here. And then we have another title. This was one of the more interesting ones that I've wanted to check out. This was announced not that long ago on 4K, because I have the previous Blu-ray edition, which I showed earlier. This is the 4K release of Kickboxer. Firstly, I'd like to admit this slipcover is fucking awesome. But yeah, look at it. It's really rocking cool. So here's the release here. And spine there. Other spine here. And here's the back right here. Definitely much more effort put into this. And look at all these extras. You don't see this on any other edition in the United States. Very nice. Because, oh yeah, I forgot to mention the additional bonus. An international version on a third Blu-ray disc. Yes, they gave probably one of the most cheesiest movies. Okay, I still really like this movie, but they gave one of the most cheesiest movies in the 80s, somewhat cheesy, a 3-disc 4K Ultra HD set. Steelbook, no less. Which, might as well show that off. And just look at the side of it. Gorgeous. This is another one of Lionsgate's steelbooks that they always just kick ass at. Their artwork is fantastic. I love it a lot. And, yeah, this looks pretty awesome. So here's a digital copy, which I've already redeemed. But here's the 4K disc. Then there's the Blu-ray disc. And then there's the international cut disc. And there's the inside of the steelbook. So, yeah, pretty rockin' awesome edition. I haven't watched this 4K yet, and I plan to. Hopefully. I will explain why I say hopefully in the end of the video, but hopefully I get around to watching this one. So, there's that steelbook. Next title is actually a title I just watched today, actually. And, yeah, this is another title I've seen a while back. I actually watched both of these today, actually. So, rewatched one and watched one for the first time, which is this next one. And this one might become a surprise for some people who probably have heard of the best movies of all time list, because I have never seen 12 Angry Men until today. This is an absolute masterpiece. Sidney Lumet is just great at directing. These next two are actually Sidney Lumet films. This one has Harry Fonda. He's actually the 8th juror of the room. And basically what they're about to do is place a Puerto Rican kid to death via the electric chair. And the jurors has to basically find a verdict for the guilty, which is via reason. And Harry Fonda, I think, has a reasonable doubt that about the boy's fate, that he might actually have not committed the murder. And of course, it is because that he is a kid, and they're basically about to put a kid to death. So this is a movie literally just, you could see from the screenshots, literally taken in one room for the majority of its runtime. And they basically have to argue, decide, and see if they're really going to put this kid to death. And claim him as guilty or not guilty and let him live. So, yeah, I saw this movie today. I actually wanted this release, this 4K, because Kino Lorber is actually putting a lot of their 4Ks out of print, which is disappointing because I've actually wanted to own some of their titles, like The Great Escape and In the Heat of the Night and Some Like It Hot. And then there's Stanley Kubrick's Paths of Glory that they're just putting out of print. And it's just kind of sad because this release is pretty awesome. I love the transfer here. What's also really cool is that there's no Blu-ray of the movie, which is going to be a drawback for some people. But the bonus disc actually has a 1997 adaptation of the movie directed by William Friedkin, which, if you don't know, is the director behind The French Connection, The Exorcist, Sorcerer, and To Live and Die in L.A. So it's been a movie I've wanted to check. Those basically Sorcerer and To Live and Die in L.A. I've wanted to check out for a long time, and this is an adaptation of that. No, it's not exclusive to this release. Kino Lorber has released a Blu-ray of just the special Okay, not a special, but the movie, the TV movie, on a separate Blu-ray release. So at least that's not going out of print, as far as I'm aware. But this is basically just a 2 movie set at this point, just one on 4K and just one on Blu-ray, which is pretty nice. And if you find this for a right price, and I think this is still available as I'm buying and talking about it, but who knows? I think it might be out of print now as I'm speaking, but definitely look this one up if you want to own it. Note there's, once again, I like to mention, there is no standard Blu-ray of the movie, so if you're looking for a standard Blu-ray edition, the Criterion Blu-ray will do you best. But I just watched this today. It's a masterpiece. Everyone has been right about this. It's a classic. I'm kind of shocked I haven't seen this till now. And yeah, there's that movie. And this next one is another movie where it mainly takes place in one location. And this is one I have seen a few years ago. And I rewatched it today to see how well it held up. And I think just like 12 Angry Men, it's literally just a masterpiece. It's nowhere near as good, but, nowhere near as perfection as that movie is. But this movie is just still a masterpiece. It is the Al Pacino film, Dog Day Afternoon. This is the 40th anniversary edition. This is really an interesting true story of, this guy who robs a bank. It's a very interesting, the reason why, the motive that he robs it for is just very interesting and just kind of shocking that you would rob a bank for that reason and that purpose of robbing the bank. But this is another film where the acting is just steals the show. The acting by Al Pacino and John Cazale are just incredible. Mainly Al Pacino. John Cazale is really good. Cazale? I'm trying to say that right. Cazale. I think it's John Cazale. I'm getting that wrong, I think. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. But this is another film I've wanted to rewatch again, and I think it really holds up. This actually contains a documentary about John Cazale, because he's only appeared in 5 movies, which is this movie, the first 2 Godfathers, and then there's The Conversation, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, and has Gene Hackman, and The Deer Hunter, which is another movie I have to rewatch. I own it on 4K, and I haven't rewatched it since. But yeah, this is just a masterpiece. It's Al Pacino just really just steals the show. And it's just such a really intense movie. Just like 12 Angry Men is, but for like a entirely different reason. It's incredible. I love it. And I'm glad I own it finally on Blu-ray. You know what? I don't even think... Oh, wait. Hold on. We're not done with titles I've seen before. But yeah, I'd say Dog Day Afternoon is a masterpiece and well worth it. I think this one needs no introduction. I have this on DVD. I wanted it on Blu-ray. And it was finally about damn time I have it. So, just a really ridiculous film. I went in this completely blind, actually. I thought it was going to be a boring medieval movie. Which is shocking I say that, because I'm literally now a huge fan of Monty Python. So, this is the Holy Grail. It's obviously stupid. It's really funny. It's enjoyable. It's the Holy Grail, and there's a reason why it's so infamous and popular and loved to this very day, and I just love this movie, and it's remained incredible over the years. So, that is the last of the movies I've seen. Those are the last of the movies I've seen before. And now we have 7, including a somewhat small I wouldn't say box set, but it's like a 3-pack. But these are movies I've never seen before, and now I have them. So here is David Lynch's Eraserhead. This is the debut feature film by David Lynch, who made, from what I've known, he made The Elephant Man and the very popular Twin Peaks. So this is one I've wanted to rewatch. This was one I've wanted to watch for a while. It was on HBO, but I never wanted to watch it that way. I think David Lynch would want all of his all the people who come across his films to watch it on something with the best quality. I mean, he literally made a video making fun of people who watch a movie off iPhones. Definitely look that up. It's pretty funny. But, yeah, definitely, this is a film I've wanted to get to for a long time, and now I can finally watch it on this Blu-ray edition. Also, I was going to pick this up either way one day, because this has a bunch of early David Lynch short films that he created before his first feature debut. So there's the booklet here, and here's the disc. This thing is hard to get out, actually. And I think the push button is also kind of screwed on this one, slightly. Obviously, I do not know how. These things always just snap so easily, and I don't know why. I've never really had a huge issue until I got the Criterions. I think something is an issue here. But there's the shot there, and there's the disc itself. So there you go. It's Eraserhead, and I will put this back, and I will definitely watch this someday now. So there's that. Here's the next movie. This is actually a triple pack, like I said, but it's kind of just a trilogy set, and that is the Rush Hour trilogy set. This is one I've wanted to watch as well, but I found out renting the movie, you can only rent the movies. Well, at least the last time I checked, for $3.99, and this one was a release that was going around for $12. So I thought I just might as well get it. Give me a moment, I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. So this is literally just a trilogy set, and I found out just renting the movies would just be more expensive than just owning them. So I wanted to check these out finally. So here's Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3, a bonus disc for Rush Hour 3, and then there's just a bonus disc for the trilogy set. From what I've heard, this is a reissue, and of course, Warner doesn't make 2-disc Blu-ray sets, so this is another reissue as well, the main disc and the special features disc. As far as I'm aware, Rush Hour 2 is the only one exclusive, and it is still exclusive to this trilogy set to this very day. Heck, I actually think they put the standard release of Rush Hour and Rush Hour 3 out of print, as I think they might have, but I could be wrong on that. And obviously, the bonus disc isn't a reissue. Well, this one, so. But yeah, I'll finally check these movies out finally, because now I own them, and I'll definitely make sure of that. Another classic, I mainly got this so I can watch the new one that's coming out, but also, this is another classic that people have said is incredible, and I've wanted to watch it for, I think I've had this on the list for like 2 years or something, 2 decades. Okay, not 2 decades, but like 3 or 4 years now. And I finally can watch this, so obviously from what I've heard, it's a classic. It's kind of the movie that started horror films, well, not started horror films, but definitely gave a big boost into making horror films. So there's Nosferatu. Actually, I think I've only known one thing about this, and it's that this is actually an unauthorized adaptation of the Bram Stoker Dracula book. And basically, if it wasn't for bootleggers, I think it's really funny that I'd state this, but if it wasn't for bootleggers, this film would have never existed again. And I think that's something really special about Nosferatu, even if I haven't seen it yet. So there you go. There's Nosferatu. Oh yeah, and the main reason why I say bootleggers say it is I forgot to give the context to why bootleggers were able to save this. And it was mainly because Bram Stoker's, I think Bram Stoker's wife ordered to destroy all the copies. And thus the bootleggers that got a hold of it were able to make multiple copies that probably spread around like wildfire. And that is probably how a lot of people watched this movie. So kudos to the bootleggers, I guess, to give us commercial releases of this. Which is really funny because there's copyrights from like 2007 on the back. So yeah, copyrighted editions. But yeah, an unofficial adaptation of Bram Stoker's book. I've heard it's a classic, and I just haven't seen it till now. And then we have the final movie. This is another one where I go by the code of wanting to own it on Blu-ray first, because this Blu-ray, I've heard, isn't really that good. And but I wanted to see it. I wanted to own it because it's unavailable on streaming. And I mean, I had to go buy a code, especially if it was in print in the United States. And it's not like the UK release is going out of print just yet. And the UK release, the UK 4K release, the 4K Blu-ray disc is region free, but the Blu-ray main discs are region locked. So, yeah. Also, the 4K discs don't have extras on them, so I got the Blu-ray of Akira Kurosawa's Ran, which I've heard is supposed to be also just a masterpiece. Now, I've heard this is a pretty controversial Blu-ray, and this is mainly because it's kind of just a DVD up conversion to 1080p. So I'm not expecting the disc to look incredible, but I just wanted to watch the movie for the first time and own it on Blu-ray, so I own it. And actually, this actually comes with a digital code with the newer master. So, I mean, I get a digital copy of the new master, and I get the old master on Blu-ray. As far as I'm aware, I think I get a new copy of the new master, so win, lose. Actually, because it's Blu-ray plus digital, and the digital has the new master, I think it's a lose-win? I don't know. But yeah, you can't buy the movie digitally, so, I mean, win, slightly win, I don't know where I'm going with this. So those are all the Blu-rays, but we are not done. We still have a few more to go. And this one might come up to be a shock to some people. But, here goes nothing, I guess. I don't really know what else to say, but this is a Laserdisc. This is a... So, if you can't tell already, I don't own... Well, you probably don't, but I don't own a Laserdisc player. And this is definitely one I've wanted... it's definitely one of those things I've wanted to own for a while, because there's so much research done on them, and how a lot of actually people say that Laserdisc is still a good format to this very day, even if it's, old and, you have to flip the disc. It's, there's definitely players that play dual sides, which I think are the easiest ones to get a hold of, but, yeah, I've wanted a Laserdisc player for a long time because of how I've heard people say the format is still pretty amazing. So, even if it is, Laserdisc, and I think DVD might be on the same quality, maybe almost. But, here's the widescreen edition Laserdisc of Apocalypse Now, and, I have the 4K of it as well. There's also some movies exclusive to Laserdisc that I've wanted to get a hold of. At least movies that are easier to get on Laserdisc than some on DVD or Blu-ray. So that's another reason. But also they've released a bunch of cool box sets that I've also wanted to get my hands on. So but this was one of the more standard releases, but I thought I'd just pick it up because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And it actually shows here that they did actually do some... restoration work on it, which is pretty nice. But this is one of my favorite movies ever made. It is incredible how Francis Ford Coppola did all of it. I'm kind of shocked. I should have watched the documentary Hearts of Darkness already, especially because it's one of my favorite movies of all time, but I haven't. And this is definitely a movie that I've wanted to own. It's a movie I own on 4K as well. So, yeah, it's not like I just own this movie on Laserdisc. Though it's definitely might happen for a few titles. Mainly the titles that are harder to get on DVD and that I have VHS copies of. So, and so there's the jacket itself, or the box or whatever. And let me pull out the Laserdiscs themselves. Alright, so I don't want to keep the these on my bed because, firstly, when I picked this up, it kind of had a cigarette smell to them. And it's kind of still there. Well, I think it's Laser Cigarette. Maybe it's old Grammy's house. Maybe it's like a grandma's house or something. I don't know. Maybe like your own grandparents' house or something along the lines of that. At least, well, mine anyway. But this is it might be cigarette smoke, which is not good. But I mean, as long as the discs play, and it's not like the entire jacket smells like that. Not the box anyway, but the jacket. Yeah, it's cigarette smell, and yeah, that's the jacket itself. So let's stop bitching around and pull the disc out actually. And so here is the disc itself. This is what it looks like. Did I just... Oh, no, we're good. So here's the disc itself. This is CLV for the first disc. There's a bit of damage. It's a bit dirty. I think I could clean it off. I don't know how you clean a Laserdisc off, so I'm not going to bother right now. Also, one of the main things, if you're going to collect Laserdisc, is that you have to check to see if your copy could possibly have rot. What I mean by that is that a lot of Laserdiscs, unfortunately, are not manufactured the best. And unfortunately, a lot of these have started to get rot of some kind that just has color sparkles, quality issues, and just the disc will basically just not work the best. There's definitely going to be some titles where you are not going to be able to get the best of, but you definitely have to do your research, and you might actually have to buy a couple copies to make sure that it works properly. So this is actually a CAV side. What's really funny about side 4 is that it is literally just the credits. The side 3 is the last I think like hour or so of the movie. And yeah, so the first movie, first side is the last of the movie where they arrive at I think you know where they arrive at the destinated location that they're looking for. Definitely not going to spoil it here, obviously. Then again, I think everyone's seen Apocalypse Now. And then side 2 ends with that arrow attack, according to the Laserdisc backing. And then side 1 ends with the Rise of the Valkyries, the entire Rise of the Valkyries sequence. So, and side 4 is just the credits, and side 4 ends with the last scene of the movie. So, well, side 3 ends with the last scene of the movie. So, there's that. And to make things better, did I mention box sets? Yeah, I got I got a Fantasia box set. Firstly, this was $9, and basically, I did not pick these up myself. I didn't buy these myself. These were actually early Christmas gifts because I was helping with my mom to get some titles, get some stuff from my brothers and so on. But I found these. I was happy to see that they actually sold Laserdiscs at the store. I literally asked for Laserdiscs because I had Laserdiscs on my mind. So this is the Fantasia Laserdisc. It's not entirely complete, but obviously it's the best I could do. It has all the discs, so I'll state that really carefully. And it doesn't have everything, unfortunately, as much as I want it to be. But this one has this thing here, which is a sticker that goes on the box when it's first sealed. You get a Laserdisc catalog, and you get a booklet. So firstly, I'd like to mention that the things missing are the special insert listing over 60 chapter stops, an exclusive lithograph, and the certificate of authenticity. Everything else is included. So the booklet, the trailer, and the making of. So, starting with this booklet here. Obviously, I'm missing the insert with the special chapter selection. Well, with the chapter selection, so I'm going to have to do some research on what chapter stops there are and see if I can actually find a video with the flyer so I can place the chapters in the box. But here's the booklet here. It's obviously it's going to be hard to flip through this, but it's pretty nice illustrated in here anyway. like this first page, man. But there you go. There's a booklet. It's very nice. I guess I'll open to a random page or so. So like this is like they talk about the film in here as well, which is pretty nice. How some of these sequences I think were made. So yeah, pretty awesome edition. Definitely something you won't get on the Blu-ray edition. Also, I think the making of is not on the Blu-ray, as far as I'm aware anyway. The trailer is, but of course the trailer is going to be on the Blu-ray. So because this is a CAV box set, this has way more sides. Actually, I'm not going to pull them out of the sleeve right now. So here's side 1, and side 2. Then there's side 3. Side 4. Oh yeah, and we're not done with the movie yet. So here's side 5. Yes, this has more sides than Apocalypse Now. Mainly because Apocalypse Now is CLV, which is extended play, which is this side here, which is the extras. CAV had in standard play had you going you can go frame by frame for the film itself, which is definitely why a lot of people this is why CAV was kind of the better Laserdiscs were the better Laserdiscs, but it came with the cost of swapping the disc way more. And from what I've heard, the CAV is a slight upgrade, but not really a huge benefit. Well, at least for this title. I think I've heard there's some titles that are CAV that are upgrades. But from what I've heard, this one is a slight one. But this is the majority of what comes in this set. And that's all I got with it. So, not complete entirely, but it has all the sides, all the discs. It has the booklet, so I'm pretty satisfied overall. And that will do it. That is the pickup video that I've been wanting to make for, I think, 2 months now. And, yeah, this is probably the final video in this house here, because I'm going to be moving to Tennessee. We are probably in what is in the final stages of the house being finished up. And, of course, this is recorded before my video, this is obviously recorded on the early morning of the 27th. Well, not the early morning. It's like 2 in the morning. Well, actually, no, 1 in the morning. And I wanted to make this video because, firstly, if you follow my Letterboxd, I don't know if you guys will see the Blu-ray tag as much, claiming that I've seen it on Blu-ray, that I watched it on Blu-ray this time around when I make my reviews, or I just log it entirely. But you might start seeing it a bit less, as I'm going to have to be packing up soon. And it's going probably to be a half a year, maybe shorter, maybe longer, until the new house gets built. So a lot of these, I'm probably going to try and watch the bulk of these, but a lot of these might be packaged away for a long time. Especially the Laserdiscs, because I don't have a player for them right now, but I will be investing soon. And, yeah, I will definitely make sure I'm going to get one of those very, very good players. And make sure that I, get that going. And, so, yeah, this is why I'm stating this all right now, as of now, because, this is definitely going to be a huge change for the channel, and it might actually put a stop to these videos. Well, I wouldn't say these videos, but I would like to say me picking up physical media for a while. I'd probably still pick up physical media. I'd probably still make those videos, but there's going to be no collection videos. There's going to be no really big, huge things, and YouTube videos are even going to happen less and less and less more frequently over these next few months, which is disappointing. I know, I do love collecting, and I mean, that is the whole reason why I made this channel and why I've been doing this for around 4 years, and I don't know if me delaying videos will happen. I'm just estimating and, guessing what is going to happen. So I don't know where I'm going with it, but for now, this is the final video in this house as of now, I think, and this might be a final video for a while. So unfortunately, as much as I love making videos, I might stop making them for a while, which is, yes, disappointing, but it has to happen. And yeah, hopefully the future turns bright. Hopefully I can get that Laserdisc player going. And I actually have big plans down in Tennessee of just setting up and investing in a massive home theater for not just me, but for me and my family, so we can use it all the time to just watch some just really, really awesome releases of films. That is even including these laser discs, which I've heard are still good to this very day, despite them being obsolete. Take for example American Graffiti, the letterbox laserdisc. That one I've heard was actually very, very good. Very good when it came out, and I've heard some people say it's the best. I've heard one person on the internet said it was the best release of the film to date. With I think the DVD coming up second. I forgot, but from what I've heard, there's some Laserdisc releases that are worth owning. And give me a moment. But yeah, that's the title I've heard. All right, I'm back, and I think I forgot my last sentence. But yeah, that's the title I've heard was pretty well worth owning. There's a Criterion release of Actually, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to show this off. Firstly, I would like to own an official Criterion Laserdisc of John Woo's The Killer. Hopefully in good condition. I've heard this is a pretty awesome Laserdisc release. But I have this right now, which is actually coming, which is a Blu-ray disc I found off Twitter. Someone literally uploaded the files months ago. I don't have a burner for it yet, so this isn't finished. But I've placed the Blu-rays in here, and but I would like to own official release of the Criterion Laserdisc. Though also those files are not up anymore. I'm not doing anything. I'm not posting anything. I'm not gonna do something to upload those files because that would just be illegal. I'm sorry, I can't do it. As much as I would, but obviously I think you can probably find a copy. Like the Laserdisc, for example, from what I've heard, that's a great Laserdisc release, and that was one of the very cool Laserdisc box sets. But for right now, these are BDR dual layers, and I haven't made them yet, so I will most definitely try and make this soon. But I would also like the Criterion Laserdisc, just so I can have an official copy of the film that I've actually paid money for. So this is not just because of me just stealing the release. I just kind of wanted it so I can, have a good quality of the film where I can watch it anywhere. But there's a reason why I showed this off, and yes, the colors do look faded. I found the cover. He posted the cover art, the Twitter account, and he also posted the discs themselves. So I'd obviously would like to own the Criterion Laserdisc for this reason. I also have a VHS of the Orson Welles starred film Compulsion. I think it's another court film or something along the lines of that. I remember the VHS poster art. That one I think is hard to find on DVD, and I think it's much easier to get a hold of the Laserdisc. I also have a VHS copy of Silkwood, which I think is about about a nuclear power plant. It had it had Meryl Streep, Cher, and Kurt Russell. I had a VHS tape, which is an extended play, but it plays like shit in my VCR, so I have to buy a version. I will probably buy the Laserdisc, the widescreen Laserdisc, or maybe on the same lines of an older Laserdisc, just so I could watch the movie and officially own it. Because Kuno Lorber, like I said, Kuno Lorber, which made this release of 12 Angry Men and Nosferatu, doesn't have it in print anymore. So that's another reason to keep having the Laserdiscs. So there's a lot of reasons why I'm collecting Laserdiscs, but also that home theater experience. I would also like to really get a region-free Panasonic player, as the Panasonic players are the best on the market, but those are also really darn expensive. So to me, this is going to be a lot of investing. There's going to be a lot of work being put in once I get a job. But for now, this is it. So those are the titles. Those are the Laserdiscs. And that is an announcement as well, just to put things off and finally conclude this video. So who knows when I'm coming back? I think I might be coming back with update videos, but that will be just the majority of everything. But I think those will happen briefly for not as much as I wanted to. So sorry this video is a bit sloppy, but I wanted to just make it because I felt necessary to make it. So there is everything, and hope you guys had a... Sorry for the... I didn't post Merry Christmas anywhere, so... Hope you guys had a late Merry Christmas. I'm so sorry I'm saying that now. And I hope you guys have a great New Year, and hopefully this... let this new venture begin. So, thank you very much. Have a great... I hope you guys had a great Merry Christmas, and have a Happy New Year. Take care, everyone.